Hi, my name's Paul and welcome to Building Blocks English. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. Now, remember in our last lesson, we looked at the past simple with the present perfect simple. And we saw that we use the present perfect simple to talk about past actions that affect me now in the present. So for example, if I say I have lost my keys, that happened to me in the past, and now I am affected because I can't get into my house. For this reason, with the present perfect, we use unfinished time expressions like today, this month, this year. For example, I have already eaten today. I have gone to the gym twice this month. I have hosted one party this year. Today is not finished, so I have already eaten today, but I could possibly eat more later. This is different to the past simple, which you remember talks about finished past actions that do not affect me in the present. Today, we're going to take it further and talk about how the present perfect simple is different from the present perfect continuous. We'll start by looking at the form. So, the present perfect simple is formed by using the auxiliary verb have plus the verb 3 or past participle pp. So I have eaten, you have read, she has run. And remember that the have can be contracted into I've eaten, you've read, she's run. For the present perfect continuous, which we use to talk about longer, ongoing actions, we still use the auxiliary have, then been, and finally a verb ing. So, I have been eating, you have been reading, she has been running. And again, the have can be contracted. I've been eating, you've been reading, she's been running. For the negative structure, we use have not plus verb 3 or pp for the present perfect. I have not eaten, you have not read, she has not run. The have and the not can be contracted, so we have I haven't eaten, you haven't read, she hasn't run. The present perfect continuous also uses have not and then the been and the verb ing. I have not been eating, you have not been reading, she has not been running. And of course, we can again contract it. I haven't been eating, you haven't been reading, she hasn't been running. Finally, we have the question form, which involves inverting or switching the subject with the auxiliary have. So we have I eaten? Have you read? Has she run? And then we have not plus been plus verb ing for the present perfect continuous. Have I been eating? Have you been reading? Has she been running? So, this is the form. Now let's talk about what makes these tenses different. Let's talk about their function. So, the present perfect simple, the first thing we need to know is that it uses state verbs. For example, I have known Terence for 5 years. Know is a state verb. State verbs cannot be used in continuous tenses. So this sentence cannot exist in the present perfect continuous. If you ever have a state verb and you are talking about a past action that affects the present, it is always going to be the present perfect simple. Next, the present perfect simple talks about quantity. It answers the question, how much or how many? For example, I have read 3 books this month. How many? 3 books. On the other hand, the present perfect continuous talks about duration. How long? I have been reading this book for 2 days. How long? For 2 days. The present perfect simple talks about finished actions that affect the present. So I have written 10 emails today. All of those 10 emails are completed. whereas the present perfect continuous talks about unfinished actions that affect the present. So I have been writing this email for 10 minutes. This email is incomplete. It is unfinished. Next, the present perfect simple talks about something permanent. So I can say, I have lived in Sydney for 15 years. And this is talking about duration for 15 years, which we normally associate with the present perfect continuous. However, I consider Sydney my permanent home. Therefore, the verb lived is functioning as a state, and we do not use states in continuous tenses. On the other hand, the present perfect continuous is for temporary actions. My cousin has been living in Sydney for 9 months. My cousin is from England. She does not want to live in Sydney forever. She does not consider this her permanent home. So this is a temporary action. Finally, the present perfect simple focuses on the present result. For example, oh no, I have lost my phone. Oh, do you want me to call it for you so you can find it? Yes, please. In the past, I have lost my phone, and now I want you to do something. I want there to be a present result. I would like you to help me find it. Whereas the present perfect continuous focuses on the past cause. So I could say, oh, what's wrong? You look exhausted. And you might say, I'm tired. Why? Because I have been jogging. You are focusing on the reason, the cause for you being exhausted. We can also use the present perfect continuous to talk about new repeated actions that started in the past and continue to the present. For example, I have been going to the gym every day this week. It's part of my new exercise plan. It's a new repeated action. So if today is Thursday, on Monday, I went to the gym. On Tuesday, I went to the gym. On Wednesday, I went to the gym. Together, I have been going to the gym every day this week. It's my new exercise plan. So that was the present perfect simple and the present perfect continuous. These are two quite complicated tenses because the difference can be hard to identify, but in practice, it is very important to understand them. If you would like further information, you can check the website link in the description below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, tell all your friends, and see you next time. Bye.